So now I'd like to make a shout out to the channel This Old Tony. He doesn't need any extra support, but he's a pretty cool guy. And I love that I'm never distracted by his beauty. His hands are very pretty though. I tell you what. Let's shoot the poop.
So I've decided to start buying welders that show no emotion. So today, we're gonna engrave on a gun.
I gotta think about this. Traffic based on.
So now here's the time to talk about our sponsor. Nobody sponsors me.
Excuse me, can you tell me which way is the weight room? Somebody said it was over there.
So this is the future Zach. I'm coming back to tell you before you sit through and are bored out of your gourd. This is a very specialized video that's educational, and just a quick synopsis to my channel. Got a lot of young viewers, a lot of young people watching this, and we just want to have fun and, you know, show that the shop is not a scary place and you can learn new things and how things are made. I'm tickled that you're here and you're watching this, so sit back and enjoy. Or if you want to fast forward to stuff, I'll put some timestamps as to like what time you can fast forward to get to whatever the heck you were going to watch. So now we got a project that involves TIG welding. TIG welding stands for tungsten inert gas welding. Yeah, so what it involves is
A TIG welder.
100% argon for your gas, welding rods. This is fencing, but you either have spools of wire or with TIG, you have welding rods, and these are all ER4043 alloy for aluminum. And then tungsten electrodes right here. So there are 5 cables coming out of this thing. You've got your gas from your bottle, your power source, which I have a 110 plug or a 220 plug, so that's exciting. And then you've got your handgun. This is the grounding clamp, and then that is for a foot pedal to control the amperage. And then you got this fun display, which is quite fascinating when you understand it. I'm not going to go through the ins and outs or think that I know how to teach TIG, because I don't, because I'm learning myself from a book. When I took my welding class several years ago, mine was on, there were three different classes. There was MIG, which was wire, stick, which was, what do they call that? Arc welding. That doesn't make any sense. They're all metal arc welding. Anyway, you've got a wire feed, which is what I did. Stick, which is what other people did, typically working on outside applications, railroads, construction, because they're outside with the air, because if you've got a breeze, the wire feed is blowing a gas onto the weld to protect it so it doesn't get, I'm going to have very, very poor vocabulary this morning. It's still a little early for little Zacky Poo. Stick has a flux on the outside that turns into a shielding gas so that protects the weld so it doesn't cool too quick and get contaminated with outside gases from the air. And then the third one, which there were only a couple guys doing this, and I think their factories sent them over there to get certified in TIG, and so it was TIG. And they were always by a grinder, and they were, you know, sharpening their tungsten electrodes and sitting, and there was a foot pedal, and it was quiet, and there was no smoke, and it was kind of like, what the heck is going on over there? I thought welding was dirty. In the wood kiln, I'm finding out after talking to the manufacturer of the kiln that when you're kiln drying lumber, it's not only hot and humid, so it's going to be about 120 degrees for 4 weeks, and just the humidity is coming out of the green logs. In species like oak, there's tannic acid, and so it's kind of an acidic bath, or an acidic sauna, an acidic steam room. I'll get it. Yeah, the guy said if you put in a galvanized bolt and the head is exposed, so like if you bolt something down and the head of the galvanized bolt is in the chamber, in 1 month, the tannic acid and the temperature the head will fall off. So they do everything with stainless steel and aluminum, and they don't want you to use anything. They don't want you to use steel, wood. The guy even said that spray foam isn't the greatest. They used to do it, and he just said, hey, I've been doing this for over 40 years, and that's another story for another day. I need to pause this story because nature calls. I gotta go to the potty. So I guess with aluminum, you got to make sure that you keep. There's a lot of. You can't mix the dust or the metal shards from a steel environment. And so I have a stainless steel brush. I have a grinding wheel that I just got that is devoted for the tungsten, and I also have grinding wheels that I'm only going to use to grind aluminum for my angle grinder. So there's a lot of, I guess you can't mix that stuff, and I don't fully understand what's going on. I know that I'm going to keep them separate anyway. The reason why, I can find out over time. If you know, put in the comments below. I've heard that the aluminum gets inside the grinding wheel, and then over time, since it doesn't cool or something, it blows up. I've heard that the metal shards falling on the same pile from your bench grinder with steel, they'll combust over time. I've heard a lot of different things, so I don't know. Again, that knowledge I think is very valuable, so if you do know, please comment below and help everybody. So I'm going to cut some small pieces of this, get it clamped onto the table, and see what we got going on. Let me get my bottle all set up.
And our connection to the tank.
Things we do for YouTube. This is for the foot pedal. It's got a white dot that points up.
Yep.
Now I need to go get my tip prepared, so I'm going to go cut these open. I'm going to get a little drawer to keep all this in because I don't want these going away. There's 4 in there, and I guess you can grind them to different profiles, and there's different diameters or shaft in there for different thicknesses of material. So I went and got the textbook. I highly recommend this. This thing is a monster, but this is like everything you need to know about welding. This is literally the handbook on every scientific aspect, every technique, every type of welding, every position, every setting, down to everything. So So this is gas, tungsten, arc welding. And I'm going to right here. So electrode preparation. So this is saying if we're doing AC, so we want a rounded tip, and yeah, there's a right and a wrong way. I mean, they say to make sure this is pointed in the same direction as your wheel, so all of those little things come into play. Right here, shielding gas, right there. So we're doing with argon because we're doing aluminum, and this says better arc starting, cleaning action, and weld quality, lower gas consumption if you use argon. If you use helium, higher welding speed possible. So I'm going to go get these tips prepared. I've never done this before, so I guess there's this guy that goes in there. I've got So it appears that there's 4 parts. So this has because this is setting the depth of your, we're gonna go through, let me just get this started. So I got my little goodie box of items here. Let's take a look. We've got 4 different sizes. I'm gonna go with the second largest. So I've got an 1/8, 3/32, 40 thousandths, and a 1/16. So 1/8 would be the largest, so then 3/32. So I have a 3/32. Right here. I need a collar for that. So 3/32. So I'm gonna go around this, but I just kind of want to see how everything's gonna fit. Okay. Something like that. That screws in there, and this goes in like so, and then that goes like that, and then this. Okay, so this has to stick out a lot farther. Okay. I may want that a little farther out. Let me take a look here. Electrode extension on a TIG torch is the distance from the end of the collet to the tip of the electrode. Stick out in TIG is the distance from the end of the nozzle to the tip of the electrode. Stick out should be adjusted to allow the arc close enough to the joint to provide sufficient heat for penetration and adequate shielding for the weld area. Stick out is primarily determined by the type of weld joint. In general, the stick out for groove welds in butt joints on thin gauge metal should be 1/8 of an inch to 3/16. Stick out for fillet welds on T-joint should be 3/16 to 1/4. So in this, in a butt joint, 1/16 to 3, what did I say? Basically shorter, and then on things like T-joints, longer. And you want to, yeah. Back from church, had to take a little break there. But I decided to get a welding cart while I was out. So we're going to put that together really quick. Yeah, this will be nice. So this is a vise, and then you can, so let's say you had a piece of angle you wanted to drill a hole into. You clamp that in, and then you can make fine-tune adjustments where you want this to go, front and back. And then I just bought 25 pounds of number 2 grade bolts for 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 5/16 because I was dying last night trying to bolt this on, driving me nuts. So this is the new grinder that we're going to use for the tungsten tip. So I'm only going to use this one for tungsten. This will just be for steel. But these bolts and these bolts, and then this one, this one and the other one on the other side, I had to spot, oh my gosh, my OCD is on fire. Because none of the bolts are the same size. What the heck? I've never seen more washers and nuts for a cart in my life. Oh my god. Don't you love it when the instructions don't match what they sent you? Let this be a lesson. The cheaper the tool, the sharper the metal. Gee whiz. This thing is like assembling a pile of razor blades. So anybody who's new at assembling tools like this, anytime you have bolts and things that are really rigid, you don't tighten them. You get all the nuts and bolts in place, and then after everything is set, then you tighten everything up. Okay, so I'm just going to point out a design flaw that was just a good intention gone bad. Okay, so do we all see this? Okay. So you've got this wall. You've got this wall in the cart that comes straight up. Well, no matter, forget this handle. You're still creating a triangle right here. Even if this handle is not here, you still have this triangle, which if you're trying to get your gas tank to like suck up against that wall, why would you do that? I get that you're trying to help people, but now I'm going to have to put like, that is so dumb. First of all, I'm going to have to get, I need to get a bolt in there. That was a mistake on my part. But then also, these cables have to come out of the back. And they always, the gap, that is so annoying. Well, yeah, I think this is more of like a, hey honey, I got you a welding thing versus actually thinking about the practicality of some of this stuff, because this is hitting into this. That's not good. So this tank needs to be set back a little farther like that, and in the middle. So I mean, that's kind of stupid, but I guess I'm gonna have to live with it for this tank. I'm not happy that this is just not stable, so thinking of somehow strapping it to this, but those chains don't have, I might have an, what do you call it? That's not going anywhere. I like that. Boom. And then I'll put this chain on here just for, I guess, a backup. It'd be nice if they actually cut these things out at the appropriate size, but they don't really do anything. So yeah, now I'm good. Woo! There you go. Boom. We are ready to TIG.
Hey Justin, what's a banana's favorite symphony?
Banana, 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 na.
So, hey, what's Jaws' favorite fruit? Banana. Banana. Banana.
Okay, so I'm gonna get out my book and get these tips back, because we're gonna be doing AC TIG, and going into aluminum, which means I may be wrong. I'll have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure the negative. So you have this sine wave, and you get to change the height of the negative and the positive, because the negative, I can't remember which one does which, but one of them is the cleaning side and one of them is the penetration side. So you get to change that on here, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm excited to figure that out. Okay, so we got our tungsten electrode and we're trying to get a round profile on that. And you don't, from what I've heard or read, you don't want to go this way, you want to go this way. So we're going to just put this at a slight angle, and we're going to do that. Okay, so right here. So this is what I'm looking for. Right here. This chart is golden. Gosh, take a screenshot of that. My goodness gracious me. So that's for aluminum. So what we're looking at is, nope, did I show you the wrong one? This one down here. Okay, maybe you didn't get that one. Boom, look at that. So this is telling me that I'm going through 1/8 inch. I'm doing a butt, lap, corner, or T. My AC current is 100. We're gonna try a butt joint. 125 to 145. My electrode diameter is an 1/8 inch. Oh, they want me to use a bigger one. Ew. Okay, right here. This right here is the Argon Flow. So this is telling me if I'm going through, I need to have this is cubic feet per hour. So I'm going to set this in between 17 and 20 CFH, or this would be liters. I would assume liters per minute. I don't know what that is. And then the filler metal diameter, which is going to be my rods. So if I'm going through 1/8 inch, I need 1/8 inch. So I'm going to check my gauge here and see what the thickness is, because I'm not convinced this is. Yeah, this appears. Well, this stuff is 3/8. Yeah, we're gonna do 1/8 inch. Okay, so I need to actually go change my electrode diameter. I'm gonna go do that really quick because that's gonna give me a little more juice. Okay, so I got my new 1/8 inch electrode. I got it rounded profile. I got it sticking out, maybe a little too far past 1/8 of an inch, but we're gonna go back in just a skosh. So we're gonna turn this thing on. Let's see what happens. Okay, so since I'm on AC amps, I can only go up to 120. I think if I had the other cable in with the 220, I could go up higher. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just making this up. So now we're going to go to AC balance percent. This is the EN is electrode negative. So this is telling me that of that sine wave, 90, so I can go up to 50-50, or in this case, okay, so I can do 50, oh, so if you go really fast, it goes very fast, okay. And then AC frequency, we're just going to leave that, at 60 hertz. And then my AC balance. This, so I'm also going to turn, I got my gas on. I'm going to look up what our frequency is for aluminum. So this is what I'm talking about. So conventional sine wave AC is right here. So this is telling us that on the positive stroke, the electrode negative, this is the penetration, and then, no wait. I'm sorry, this is the positive side. So this is saying that this is the cleaning action, and then this is the penetration. So this wants to know, so on the machine it's got EN%, so you can actually change this to have like a short and then a deep, or 50-50. So right now this is 50-50. Okay, I gotta show you something. So on this, you see this sine wave? That is a square sine wave. Yeah, this is a square sine wave. So on here, this is a smooth sine wave. Inverters is a welding power source that produces a true square AC waveform. Inverters are small, lighter, more efficient than blah, blah, blah. Most inverters are quick changes. Never got a zero. Inverters only want precise. Inverters allow for much finer balance control than transformer rectifiers. The duration of the EN portion, electrode negative portion of the AC, cycle can be adjusted from about 30% to over 90% depending on the amount of penetration required. Likewise, the EP portion of the AC cycle can be adjusted from about 1% to over 70% depending on the amount of cleaning required. So this is what we're talking about. So this is asking what percent of electrode negative, which is the penetration. So if we want a lot of penetration or if we want 50-50. So this is the deepest we can go, this is the lowest we can go. So I'm just going to start here. We're going to see what goes on with that. Actually, I take that back. We're just going to start at 50-50. We're going to make a pool, and then the next one we'll do 60. And the next, oh my gosh. The next one we'll do 60. The next one we'll do 70, and so on. So let's get going.
Okay, so we're making something happen. I don't know what's happening, but... Okay, so here's what's happening.
So, looks like I was going too fast. Listen, I've never done this before. TIG is typically, from what I've read and what I've been told, TIG is an art as much as it is a science. So, don't judge me. I'm sorry. So we're just gonna see. I just kind of want to get, I want to get a pool going. And there's clearly some cleaning attempting to be had there. This last part, I guess you got to sit on it, let it build the pool, and then you slowly you're moving back. So we're gonna try this again. So I didn't have my gas high enough at the beginning. And this, I'm just remembering now it's 50-50. So I'm going to crank up my AC balance to 70, because that's the halfway point. We're going to see what that yields. Okay, so we're going to take an 1/8 inch rod here. So I think what's happening with me is I'm going to go back to the smaller tip because this just seems like a massive amount of stuff happening, and I think I'm going to try a smaller one and just kind of do a bead on here. So this is all that I've gotten out of this. So not going very well, but we're going to keep plugging away. This is really, really tricky. We're starting to get somewhere. Well, this is quite frustrating. Not expecting perfection on the first shot by any means, but definitely a learning curve. Okay, everybody, that took like all day, but I think we got somewhere. So here's my last pass that I just got done with. I did a butt joint. I started here, so I did this one. I did this one from here to here, and then I went from here to here, then I went from here to here, and then I went from here to there. So starting to get a better feel for this. This is probably the best pass right there. So this is unbelievable. It's hard to explain, but like you got to go fast, and it's all about getting that molten pool. And as soon as that happens, like it's like driving a car with a clutch. You have to like let out and like again, it's hard to explain. Where the guy at the welding store said you got to like slam down on the pedal right away. But then I was watching videos where, I'm going to slowly ease into it, and I'm going to, like, get my way up to, like, full amperage. So, I mean, my settings, if you can see, so my amps, so I'm going through 1/8 inch steel, doing a butt joint, and I'm using three 32nd rod. I've got the 3/32nd tip, or electrode. I'm at 120 amps, which is maybe a little hot, but they say in welding, go hot, go fast. So I'm getting these better results, going. My AC balance, I've got 40% or 60% negative, so I'm at 40% cleaning and 60% penetration. My frequency, I've got full blast at 150 because I was reading and online and in the textbook that the higher the frequency, the more focused the arc is. I also found that, if this is the workpiece and it's straight into it, I'm actually getting a lot better results, because the tip, if you get the tip in the molten pool, then you're putting tungsten, it will start to put it on there, and then you'll get tungsten in the weld, and it, like, makes it impure and just all that stuff. So you got to be at just right. If you're too far away, you're just blasting out this big, wide arc, and you're not getting this focusing. If you're too close and the pool is too big, then you're getting crap on it. If you don't have enough juice and you're melting it out flat, then your pool is tall and you're getting it in the tip. So there's so many things going on all at once that it's kind of hard to, do that. I'm going to do another pass on the underside of that bead, just to kind of hone in my technique, but I'm going to remember these settings where I'm at full amperage, 120 amps, 60% electrode negative, and 150, so I mean it's basically full bore. I think it would be a lot different if I was going into thinner gauge material. And I also think it'd probably be a little bit different if I was going on something that didn't necessarily have... So the reason the AC TIG is so big on aluminum is you're cleaning the aluminum oxide on the surface and it's burning it away. So you have to like watch it burn this thing, and as soon as it turns into like that super mirror molten pool, it's like boom, you're melting and now start working. And you also gotta... I don't know, I'm working on my technique. I grab really far away, and I just, like, work my way in kind of like stick versus this feeding thing. And then I'll just stop, and I'll go to a different spot, and then it's really nice how it's cool how when you do put juice on it, it cleans everything up. I don't know how to explain that. So it's really cool. But, yeah, and you got to clean the tips. If your tip starts taking a weird shape, you're sending the arc is going, it's not like, so based on the profile of that tip, I mean, you watch it, you're watching this arc go, so I'm going to do this one more time, and just so I have some closure for the night. So some of the problem I've been having is it's like intermittent arc, and it's like, and it's not like, so I was reading, and I'm also looking, I just ground an edge. I'll show you this. I just ground just an edge perfectly clean right there. Look at that. This edge I just ground, and I still have that edge to do. But you see how it's kind of like scraped clean? So that right there didn't have any issue. So I'm going to grind a surface clean. And I mean, this is obviously like, well, duh, Zach. Well, how clean is clean? So I'm gonna grind this smooth. We're gonna see if we have any issues. Look at that. Non-stop. So that was the start, and that was the end. I was probably going a little too fast, maybe too slow, I don't know. I'm gonna try it over here really quick. This one right here was the one I was trying, this one right here, so who knows, maybe I'm getting better, I don't know. I mean, this one, this edge right here was what I just did. So, and this thing is a monster. So I'm gonna call this a wrap. I'm gonna be doing some more research. I'm gonna remind everybody, I got this for 55 bucks. This welder could suck. I may have completely different results with 220. I've only got it hooked up to 110. So I need to get an extension cord for that so I can plug it into the wall. I have an outlet over there. Yeah, I guess it's just going to take maybe some time to get used to. My ears are ringing. So I also need to look that up and find out if these things are loud, because I never remember welding being super loud, but I'm definitely going to be wearing earplugs the next time around. I don't know, all the welding videos that I watch, I don't know if they just turn the volume down. If that is the case, or if you know that, write some comment in there, because I'm stupid. Overall, I'm glad I got this thing fired up. I'm not excited about the amount of gas that I'm using, because I was at 2,000, what is that? Is it seriously 2,000 PSI? Yeesh. So I'm currently sitting at 1,500. So I don't know if I used a quarter of a tank on just that tonight. But that is, the guy said that that is going to be the case. And it's going to suck if I'm going through that much, but it is what it is. Like right now, it was $80 to refill. I'm doing this so that I can weld the aluminum parts on the wood kiln. And so yeah, I mean, this is definitely definitely a learn. My ears are ringing. I mean, that is just that is the most shocking. I got a headache from the loudness. But I got it up and running. This took a while to do. Got the welding cart. I am happy with it. It does work out. I can put all this stuff on there. So overall, successful day. I am going to put a link to a guy on YouTube that I watched that is awesome. I can't remember his name, but very quick to the point. So if you're looking into TIG welding, watch that guy, and he's going to know a lot more than I do. This is clearly not just a point and shoot thing. This is there's finesse to it. There's a lot of settings, and so any educational, instructional link that I found helpful, I will put in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, please subscribe, please notifications. I'm tired, so I'm gonna call it a night. God bless. Okay, yeah, bye.